Good morning, class, and welcome to Monday. I hope that you had a great weekend, and I just have a few things I want to talk to you about, and I'm going to try to present those things to you right now. So, first thing is, I want to tell you how pleased I am with how this year is going, and you know, having never taught a class like this, and this is totally new at Chapel Hill. It seems like every day is a learning process for me and maybe for you. You know, this is a new thing, and hopefully as we go on, it'll get better and better. But I really wanted to tell you how well of a job y'all are doing. You're doing a great job, and I just want us to continue the effort that we're putting into this. And I want all of you to know that how I'm pleased with how things are going, and I just know that it's going to get better and better. So, as saying that, I think as we continue to get better and better, we're going to continue to adjust and make a few adjustments and just do more and more things better. So here's an idea, and I want us to kind of try this week. You know, we've tried live a couple times now, and live is a very hard thing to do. And I don't think, you know, that we necessarily need to do it live to make it good. I think, you know, a lot of shows are scripted, and they write and they script it, and it turns out to be great. Live is a hard thing to do just because you're having to come off the top of your head, and sometimes that's not what you want. So what we're going to try this week, and we're going to see how it turns out, is a scripted episode. This will be episode 7, which is about where I wanted to be. You know, towards the end of the Christmas, I'd like to be close to 10. But episode 7 is going to be scripted. What I mean by scripted is everything we say in the news and in the sports is going to be written beforehand. And we did this the very first episode, if you remember. We had the teleprompter or the computer screen. But what I don't want to happen is I don't want it to be robotic. And by that I mean, hello and welcome to Dish of the Devils. Today we are going to talk, you know, I don't want it to be like that, okay? Right now I'm not necessarily reading from a script. I have a paper that's kind of giving me an outline of things. And there's going to be some of that ad-libbing stuff as we go, but the scripts are going to be written by different people than are actually the anchors. So the anchors will be reading scripts that will be developed by somebody else. Now it may have some collaboration in there, but I want the writers to really come up with some great ideas for stories. And again, those stories don't have to be necessarily things about Chapel Hill, because maybe they don't care about how, you know, the junior class is having a meeting in the student center on Thursday. They may care more about other things that are going outside in the county or in the world. You know, maybe it's entertaining things. I think the stuff we did with the Antoine Dodson video, that was kind of funny. You know, that's kind of stuff, you know, YouTube videos, that's the kind of stuff that our clientele, all 325 high school students or thereabout, is interested in. And I think we need to reach out to those students. The Ask Travis segments are going well. We're going to talk about that in a second. But what I want to do this week, Zach Mercer, I think you did a great job by yourself last week, and we're going to do something a little bit different this week. We're going to have you by yourself, but we are going to make 2 Zach Mercers. So you're going to be an anchor, and you'll have a co-anchor that is a copy of yourself. Much like if I were to like snap my fingers, look over, hey, there's another one of me sitting there. So how are you? Folks. How are you? That's great. See you later. See, and I snapped my fingers and he's gone. So basically, that's what we're going to do. We're going to come up with 2 or 3 stories, and the writers I'll talk about in just a second are going to come up with those stories for you, and that's going to take some practice. So it may not work exactly the way we want it right off, but I think we can do it. If we do it against the green screen, it'll be where you can't even see the seam, which is the line down the middle. But we're gonna give it a shot. So we want 2 or 3 stories that you're going to talk about. The 2 Zach Mercers we'll talk about. We're also going to do sports with Alex and Cheyenne. Alex and Cheyenne, I think you're doing an awesome job on the sports. And I think last week when you talked about you talked about our sports here at Chapel Hill, and you also talked about Wade Phillips and the Cowboys. I think that is stuff that our kids care about, and a lot of high school students, you know, that sports is a big thing. So we continue to talk about that and keep people notified of some of the stuff happening here. But we also want to kind of go out in the world, and like we're going to be going to the Mavericks game. We'll have some good video from that. We'll talk about that when we come back. We'll talk about how we toured and made a got to see all that cool stuff, because a lot of students will never get to see that, and they'll be able to see it through us. So maybe we'll talk about that, or we'll have some interesting stories. So on to the who's going to be writing those scripts. For the news, we want to do 2 scripted stories this week, and I'm going to have Jose and Zach Stansel script those stories. Now it doesn't have to be, again, it doesn't have to be anything here at Chapel Hill. It can be something outside. It can be something that's happening in the world. But I think I want you to, I think you can come up with some interesting things, and it can be entertaining. Again, it doesn't have to be necessarily all the way true. It can be, if you watch, I mentioned The Daily Show and I mentioned The Colbert Report. Even Saturday Night Live, they have a fake news thing where they kind of mention things in a funny way. I think we can do some of that. And I want Jose and Zach, by the end of tomorrow, Tuesday, to come up with 2 scripted stories, okay, and have some entertainment into it. And you can get some help from the rest of the class on this. But turn that in to Miss Mullins tomorrow. You'll be in the library. Turn that in to her and try to have it scripted, because on Wednesday and Thursday we're going to record. On the sports, I want Josh and Reagan to come up with 2 or 3 scripted sports stories. And all of these scripts need to be between 30 and 45 seconds long. So which means we'll have about a minute and a half for the news, about a minute and a half for the sports, and we'll have a few things there in between. So Josh and Reagan, come up with some good scripted stories for sports. Maybe have a short segment on how the state cross country went. Maybe have something on the outside. Maybe like the Mavericks or the NBA. Something NBA, NFL. It could be tennis. Tennis is kind of boring to me, but anyway, come up with something good. And I need you to have that done by tomorrow. And on Wednesday, when I get back, we will talk about that. Titles and credits. One thing I feel like we need is on the credits, we need credits that we can use every week and not have to keep remaking things. So that means our credits need to be pretty vague, but you can also, that's something we can play at the end and not have to remake this, because the more things we have to remake every week or every other week, the longer it's going to take to get a show out. We want to have it to where we can walk in, we can record a few things, and we can put it together real fast, but still have it with quality. So Yvonne and Michael, if you will try to make a credits that we can use, that we can use every week, and we may change them, after Christmas or whatever, but at least for a couple weeks we can use the same credits. Work on that. And then also maybe some graphics. I like the flames thing, that I had earlier with my name. Maybe see what you can do in that area too. Anam and Matt, today, Monday, I need you to go up to Miss Ratliff and help her shoot that last video. She has one more video. She'll be gone Wednesday and Thursday. So record the Thursday video. So you can take the camera. Or actually, it's locked up. She has the key to the cabinet. Go ahead and take the camera and record that today. Katie, if you will talk to Mr. Prannell and record the Teacher of the Week interview tomorrow, go ahead and talk to him today and tell him, hey, I want to come tomorrow and record that Mr. Prannell or the Teacher of the Week video. We're going to need that for the end of the week. So and do it in one cut. Remember, don't have any cuts. Do it in one take, so we can just pull it off the camera and go with it. That'll be great. So have that done tomorrow. If you want to do it today, that's fine also. But the main priority for the camera is the Miss Ratliff video. So on the Ask Travis, we need to finish up on the Ask Travis, because we need to do that tomorrow. Finish up, because we need to start cutting that together, because that's the individual teacher videos where they're kind of telling about where babies come from. So if you have any final edit video on that, just get the teacher segments. We can start putting all that together. And Max, if you will help with the editing of that, if you can, that would be great. Since I'm recording this on Saturday, I don't know how the video recording went for the short film. but we need to set a time to get together and kind of finish up the editing on the short film. And you can, if you want to do that outside of class, that's okay. But what I think it would be good before we finalize it is if we got together either one day during the lunch study hall hour or maybe an hour after school, a couple people, and kind of looked at the final cut of the short film and kind of edit some things together and get it ready. Because I don't think it's going to take that long to edit, but we just need to get it ready. So anyway, I hope that y'all have a great week, and I will see you on Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day.